So this episode I'm going to talk about why I installed a window inverter air conditioner on my RV. It's a big reason, and I'm going to show you the data behind it. So this window air conditioner is an inverter air conditioner. It's 6,000 BTU, and it's called the LG Thin Q. The reason why that's important is LG Thin Q is the only 6,000 BTU inverter air conditioner out there. And that's the important part. It's an inverter air conditioner because they run at an extreme low wattage. So let me show you the data behind this real quick. So if you have a rooftop air conditioner, by the way, here's the formula for getting your battery life to how much time you can run an object, so a wattage of an object. So if you have a 1500 watt rooftop air conditioner, and we have to calculate what kind of amp power draw this is in 12 volts. So you take 1500 watts on your rooftop, 12 volt divided by that, and you get 125 amps of draw. That's what amp draw you get from a 1500 watt rooftop air conditioner. Now let's calculate a battery life. So let's say we have 120 amp hours available. So we take 120 amp hours divided by 125 amps of draw, and that says with 120 amp hours of battery life, I can get almost an hour of air conditioning out of this 1500 watt rooftop air conditioner. So it's 1 hour, maybe a little longer because they're not always on, they're off like 20% of the time. So it might be an hour and 20 minutes at the most. So a inverter air conditioner, believe it or not, these things run at 200 watts. Now, there's an initial hit. When you first turned on your window inverter air conditioner, they draw 800 or 900 watts of power. They draw a ton of power at the beginning to get your RV cooled off fast. And after about 10 minutes of this high draw wattage, they come down to about 200 watts of power. That's the number, and I've actually tested this in my RV. It works. 200 watts of draw is what the power is after the initial draw. So let's take 200 watts of air conditioning power draw divided by 12. That gives me 16.67 amps of draw power. Now let's calculate our 120 amp hours of battery. So 120 amp hours of battery divided by the draw, which is 16.67, that tells me that on 120 amp hours of battery power, I can run this air conditioner for 7.2 hours. And again, this isn't always going to be on. It's going to be a little bit of a lower cycle even sometimes. So let's say 8 hours of battery life from this system. So I will get 8 hours of air conditioning off 120 amp hours of battery compared to hour and 20 minutes. And this is another reason why I did this. I have a small to mid-size RV, and when you have a small to mid-size RV, are you going to be able to put 2,000 watts of rooftop solar panels on that roof? You don't have the space for it. There's not enough space to put that 2,000 watts of power on the roof. And even if you did able to squeeze that on there somehow, maybe you had a bigger mid-size RV and you're able to squeeze that on there. So panels are about $70 a panel now, and you just spent $1,400 on rooftop solar panels. And you have to buy a charge controller that can handle 2,000 watts of power. Of course, you're going to run this at 24 volt system. That way you don't have to buy, a massive charge controller. And then you have to down convert your 12 volt systems from the 24 volt system. So there's a lot of factors that go into this, a lot of extra costs. But if you put a 200 watt window inverter air conditioner in, I am running 500 watts of rooftop solar panels on my RV. I think 500 watts is a good number for this because, you need, for not perfect situation for solar. So you need a little bit of extra power for that. And you're trying to charge back up 120 amp hours of juice to the battery. Now, the reason why I run a 280 amp hour battery set. I run two 140 amp hour batteries, which is 280. You can run a 300 amp hour set too, which is three 100 amp hour batteries. But the reason why I do that is you need a little bit of a buffer. You need some extra battery power in case you get a cloudy day. You can have that extra battery set. Now, if you have 2 cloudy days, then you need a generator. Both of these air conditioners, you need a generator if you have 2 cloudy days. The 1500 watt rooftop one, if you have 1 cloudy day, you need a generator. But let's just say you need a generator for both of them. That's the facts. To run a 1500 watt rooftop air conditioner, you need a 3000 watt generator. Because a 1500 watt air conditioner actually takes about 2300 watts of power. So it's going to actually take that much, and then it'll kick down. But that initial charge, it takes 2300 watts of power. So you need a 3000 watt generator for that type. And when the air conditioner is running, you also need to be able to charge the batteries, and you need some sort of battery charger, AC to DC battery charger that can charge 1500 amp hours of battery power, which is a lot of battery. You need 1500 amp hours of battery at least to run a 1500 watt rooftop air conditioner, and that's minimum. That's the minimum number you would need. So if you have a 200 watt air conditioner, this is the great news. You don't need a massive generator. You can run a 1000 or 1100 watt generator to do the same thing. This 1100 watt generator is going to be able to run your air conditioner, and it's going to be able to charge your batteries pack, because you can just install on your RV a 45 amp AC to DC charger that'll charge your batteries automatically. So when you turn on that generator, it'll run your air conditioner and it'll charge your batteries for the next day. So you can run 2 cloudy days with a 200 watt air conditioner. If you needed to charge your batteries back up with a generator, it'll charge it right back up. Now here's another point. You can't, on a lot of campgrounds, you can't run a generator at nighttime hours. So when it's boiling hot, you can't run your generator. The 200 watt air conditioner is going to win, because you only need 200 watts to run this thing at night. So that's a no-brainer. It's going to win. You're going to run that air conditioner at night, no generator, nice and quiet. No neighbors are going to call the camp police on you. You're all set. Also, there's a cost involved. You don't have to, with the 200 watt air conditioner, you don't have to buy 2000 watts of power on the roof. You don't have to buy 15, probably even more, 100 amp hour batteries. There is only 2 batteries that I bought. It's a 140 amp hour battery that I bought 2 of them. And I bought 5 100 watt panels for the roof. There's different combinations you can do, but that's what I did. I bought 5 100 watt panels, and I'm keeping my system in a 12 volt parallel charging system. That's how I set up mine. Cost wise, it's saving me tons and tons of cost. That's one of the big reasons why I did it. And of course, 200 watts, it's a no-brainer. 200 watts of window AC is great. Now, let's talk about the hard part. And I'm going to show you in my installation video. I'm showing you right here. The installation video, there are 2 holes I had to cut in the RV. There's one that I cut in the back side that the window air conditioner slides through, and I had to cut a 14-inch hole in the ceiling. The ceiling one is required. You put a max air fan cover over the top of that hole. That way you are not getting any rain in your RV, and you get the airflow that you need. The reason why you need that big hole in the roof is you need airflow. You need a ton of airflow, or else you're not going to get the low wattage. A inverter air conditioner requires airflow, and tons of it. If you're just going to cut a small hole or some vents here and there, you're not going to get the amount of airflow you need to run 200 watts of power. Small holes will give you an air conditioner that's going to run like 600, 700, maybe even 800 watts of power. This window inverter air conditioner is not going to kick down low because it's going to see the temperatures are high and it's going to say I need to work harder. So you're not going to get this effect. So on my video that you're going to see, you have to cut the 14-inch hole and then you put the Max Air cover over it. This isn't a hard task. When you watch the video, it's actually really easy to do with a jigsaw and a sawzall. I just whipped right through it. It's pretty easy. And this is going to make that air conditioner run great. You can actually run air conditioning off of solar. That's the coolest thing about it, is it's actually a solar air conditioner. There's another thing to this, is I only need a 1200 watt inverter. So my AC inverter that runs all my devices in the air conditioner in the inside of the RV, including the air conditioner, is 1200 watts. That's a low cost, and I don't need anything higher. That's another big savings on this, where if you had a 1500 watt rooftop one running off an inverter plus your other devices, you're probably talking about maybe 2000, 2500 watt inverter you would need for that one. So there's a lot of savings there too. So that wraps this episode up. Like I said, this was a video talking about the facts, the real data behind why I installed a window inverter air conditioner. And again, this air conditioner, you can get it on LG's website. It's the only 6,000 BTU air conditioner I've seen on the market. I've been looking for almost a year now, and finally one of the companies did it, and it was LG. ThinQ is the brand. It's 6,000 BTU. And I'm not sponsored by them or anything. It's just when you find something that actually is good, you need to tell people about it. So that's the reason why I need to tell people about this, because it actually works. So that's it. And you like what we're doing, please subscribe, and we'll see you next episode.